The political temperatures are getting hotter by every second. And if you see the way things are happening, you'll realize that the entry of Okia Omutata in the race has really scared the usual suspects, the old political class. People like Raila, Ruto, Kalonzo, and all that, they are worried because Kenyans have been yearning for some fresh blood. If there is something that is very certain is that William Ruto is going to seek for re-election, is going to seek for a second term. And people are still wondering whether Raila will support William Ruto up to 2027 because there are mixed reactions. Even Raila himself is blowing hot and cold. And this kind of mixed reaction and like he's speaking from both sides of the mouth is really creating jitters within the Ruto's camp because this is politics. Raila has been in the game for quite a long time. Ruto has been in the game for some times. And you know that there is betrayal in politics. So they're not very sure. We've seen the ODM supporting the government projects and policies. Just some hours ago, Junaid Mohammed was telling William Ruto that these kind of public participations are stalling projects that William Ruto needs to work unilaterally. But then there's a story that has been making headlines now. Yesterday, Raila was in a Thanksgiving ceremony in Vihiga. The Vihiga Senator Godfrey Ososi was appointed as one of the ODM deputy party leaders together with Simba Arati, together with Abdul Swamad, the governor of Mombasa, because when Raila exited the party to go and seek for the African Union Commission chairperson, he left a vacuum, and that really triggered a lot of changes. And of course, we have the other former deputy party leaders that were given to Ruto, Oparanya and Joho, and they are now ministers. And of course, the former party chairperson, Mbadi, is now the finance minister. So there were a lot of vacuum that was left, and those had to be filled. So Godfrey Ososi was one of the leaders who were lucky to be appointed into the top brass of the leadership. When Raila was there are a lot of things that he said, including that Gachagua had set some trap, but instead he was the one that was caught in the trap. There is another thing that he said, that he wants the ODM to be a strong party. They need to strengthen the party at the grassroots level all the way to the national level. And he added that come 2027, ODM will fill all the elective positions from the MCA all the way to the presidency. And the experts have been asking, should Ruto be worried, or can he just treat this as some trivial statements from Raila Amolo Odinga? The media is reporting that the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga has assured the Orange Democratic Movement ODM party members and supporters that the outfit will field a presidential candidate in the 2027 presidential election. Mr. Odinga's announcement has thrown into disarray speculation that ODM would form a merger or coalition with the ruling United Democratic Alliance UDA party ahead of the next election. This is what Raila was saying. When the election comes in 2027, ODM will be the party to form the next government. But it is only possible if our supporters are well prepared, because we have a manifesto, we have faith, and we have the capacity and strength, Raila said. Most of you have seen this story, and of course many political commentators have talked about it. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think is happening here? Do you think Ruto has got any reason to doubt what Raila is saying, or any reason to be worried? This is what I want us to look at. Please subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time, and click the notification bell. You're the reason why we are here. You have made this happen, and I want to thank you so very much. Kindly give this video many likes to also help it reach many people. And to those who share our videos and support us in one way or the other, all the returning subscribers, I want to thank you in a very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, why is Raila telling William Ruto that they are in this together? He will support him. We have seen people like Junaid Mohammed, we have seen people like Wandai, and they have told William Ruto that we have made a resolution that we're going to support you now, tomorrow, and forever. And at the same time, when he's in such ODM rallies, he's assuring them that they are going to have a presidential candidate. What exactly is happening? Because if you ask me, the following informs Raila's statement. Number one, Raila still wants this ODM party to be very strong. He's not very certain about the future, because political realignments will come and you will see people crossing the floor. Friends today will become enemies tomorrow. Just like in 2022, William Ruto and Raila were enemies and competitors, fierce competitors. Today they are together. Rigathi and Ruto, who were even a boss and a running mate, are no longer reading from the same script. So Raila would not want to use this opportunity by being swallowed by the UDA thing, and he forgets to strengthen his party, because if that happens, when Ruto decides to ditch him like Gachagua has been ditched, then he will remain a shell. So Raila just wants to remain strong. He knows very well that the only way to assure the followers of ODM to continue registering, to ensure that they participate in the grassroots elections, he must assure them that they are going to fill a presidential candidate. That is the only way to assure, because already there are people who are saying that without Raila in the ballot, there's no need waking up in the morning, there is no need even being part and parcel of the ODM. So he knows that he has to assure them of that. Number two, Raila knows very well that at the African Union Commission, it's going to be competition just like any other. And it's obviously true that in any competition you can win or lose. So what happens in the event that Raila loses? He comes back and he's not the ODM party leader that has been given to Nyong'o. What happens to him? I can assure you that people like Nyong'o are holding just for Raila. When he comes back in the event that he loses, then he will assume that position as the party leader. And then he will start strengthening that party to ensure that he runs for presidency in 2027. You can take that to the bank. And if you want to know that the uncertainty of the AUC seat is something that they take cognizant of, after they joined the government, because that is what it is, there's no any other way of saying it, they have refused to relinquish the position of the minority leader. They do not want, because I thought that after donating people to work with Ruto, they should have allowed Kalonzo to take over that minority seat. But they have refused, they're still holding on to it. That tells you that they still want to have one foot in the government, another in the opposition, because they don't know about the AU seat. So if Raila fails to get that seat, he's going to come back and he will run for presidency. Raila wants to send a warning to William Ruto, because there is this school of thought that feels that he could be played. Some people say that Uhuru Kenyatta played Raila, and William Ruto could use the very, very tactic. He keeps Raila with hopes, yet he knows very well that it's not doing enough to ensure that he clinches that seat. Like I was reading the other day that there's a lack of funds within the campaign team, and there are a lot of wrangles because allowances have not been paid. So Raila knows very well, he's a politician, that this could also be a scheme. You know, William Ruto is a shrewd politician, very cunning. He could be playing mischief. So this is just a warning to Ruto that we are still there, the party is strong, and if we joke around, we will team up with other like-minded, leaders. Can you picture this? If Mount Kenya decides that they want to join with the lakeside and the eastern, and so that the same way Ruto is trying to have 41 tribes against one, Mount Kenya. What if Mount Kenya decides that they join camp with Raila's camp and they say it is the whole country against William Ruto? William Ruto will not see the light of day. I know you can talk of, oh, he beat the deep state and all that. He did that because Kenyans were not aware of his tricks. Today, people know that he's not very honest. He keeps on promising. The church has left, Mama Mbogas, everyone has left him. So it's not going to be very easy. He cannot beat Kenyans once they decide. Let's just say Raila, Okia, Mutata, Mate, they all decide that we want to gang up against Ruto. It's going to be very, very difficult. So Raila is simply warning William Ruto, don't take this for granted. And Raila wants to ensure that he's still in full control of the ODM so that there could be some prying eyes who feel that when he is in the AU, he's campaigning, or if he gets it, then they can come through the back door and assume leadership. Do you remember how William Ruto used Ababu Namwamba when they were headed for a party election, grassroots election, where they wanted party leadership? It was by a whisker that the men in black decided to kick things away and they decided to now appoint the very able Edwin Sifuna. So in the event that Raila is not around, someone can come through the back door. William Ruto has money. He can confuse people around and take over the party. You remember something about Dan Manzo? When Raila had ODM Kenya and Kalonzo took it, then Raila very quickly looked for ODM. So Raila wants to ensure that he's on top of things. And so when you tell me that Raila says they will field a candidate, I believe that you can't really wish him away. It could be true, but it could also be just being cautious about the future, about the present, and about the past.